In the world of hip-hop, artists often rise to fame with their unique style and captivating lyrics. However, fame can sometimes come hand in hand with a darker side. One such artist who has experienced a turbulent journey in the spotlight is YNW Melly, known for his hit song Murder on My Mind. His life took a tragic turn when he became entangled in a double murder case involving the deaths of his close friends, Christopher Juvie Thomas Jr. and Anthony Sack Williams, in October 2018. Since then, the rapper's trial has faced numerous setbacks, stirring controversy and prolonging the pursuit of justice. In this video, we delve into the dark story of YNW Melly, from his rise to fame to the ongoing trial for double murder charges. The rapper's trial is currently at a standstill as prosecutors seek the death penalty. YNW Melly, the rapper who gained prominence with his track Murder on My Mind, continues to make headlines as his trial for double murder charges encounters another hurdle. The charges stem from the deaths of two individuals he referred to as his best friends, Christopher Juvie Thomas Jr. and Anthony Sack Williams, in October 2018. Prosecutors involved in the case are challenging Judge Andrew Siegel's decision to deny the death penalty for Melly. The judge based his ruling on the grounds that the state of Florida failed to provide sufficient notice to Melly and his attorney, thereby violating their rights. However, prosecutors argue that the judge's decision was flawed. In a written statement on July 6, Judge Siegel expressed, "The state's discretion to seek the death penalty does not exempt it from the responsibility to strictly adhere to the notice requirements." He further stated that allowing the state to pursue the death penalty without adhering to the mandated 45-day notice period would contradict the rule's requirements and the intentions of the Florida Supreme Court. As a result of this stalemate, Melly's trial has been postponed until the state appeals court determines whether the death penalty can be pursued. The duration for the appeal process remains uncertain. Meanwhile, Judge Siegel has scheduled a status conference for July 21st, although it is uncertain whether a decision regarding the death penalty will be reached during that session. Melly was arrested in February 2019 in connection with the crime and entered a not guilty plea a month later. He currently remains in jail, suspect in the shooting of an off-duty cop. In 2017, tragedy struck when Indian River County Sheriff's Deputy Gary Chambliss was shot and killed. Several weeks after YNW Melly's arrest on double murder charges in 2019, authorities named him and Bortlen as suspects in Chambliss's shooting. According to sources from Vero News, law enforcement believed that Melly and Bortlen were part of a group of individuals firing weapons, resulting in a stray bullet fatally striking Chambliss, who was off duty at the time. Following their identification as suspects in the shooting, both YNW Melly and Bortlen faced legal consequences. However, it is crucial to emphasize that the charges against them are accusations, and both individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Moreover, it is essential to recognize that the legal process requires a thorough examination of evidence and testimony before reaching a final verdict. COVID-19 behind bars. Melly's Instagram account confirmed on April 2, 2020, that he had contracted the coronavirus while behind bars inside Florida's Broward County Jail. The rapper's legal team filed an emergency motion for his restricted release to receive better care and treatment for his diagnosis amid the virus's outbreak, but it was later denied on April 14th. "I have filed a motion on behalf of Jamel Demons to have him released to a hospital for any treatment necessary for his diagnosis of COVID-19, Melly's attorney Bradford Cohen wrote at the time. "It's a scary situation for all inmates in the jails, as I believe most jails think they can handle this outbreak, and my opinion is they cannot." Possible death penalty. The judge presiding over Melly's case ruled in early July 2022 that prosecutors cannot seek the death penalty against Melly, but the prosecutors are attempting to have the judge's decision overturned, resulting in the rapper's trial experiencing another delay amid his 3 years in jail. In a motion filed July 8, 2022, prosecutors say they believe Judge Andrew Siegel was incorrect in his ruling and want him to put death penalty as a possible sentence. Judge Siegel said the state of Florida gave up its right to seek death penalty charges for failing to give Melly and his respective attorneys proper notice of 45 days ahead of time. The start of the trial for Melly's first-degree murder charges was officially postponed on July 13, 2022, until state appeals can come to a verdict on prosecutors' ability to seek the death penalty against the rapper. A status conference has been set for July 21, 2022, though a ruling may not come by the scheduled date. What is YNW? It's a young N-world, and we're just living in it. We were all just young together. This was me and my guys. As we reminisced in an interview in 2019, he reflected on our beginnings, recounting, "I was just the brawn back then. He took charge, orchestrating everything from attracting the attention of the ladies to managing our finances. He had it all under control, making things happen like magic. It was during one of our spirited gatherings that someone, in a blissful state of intoxication, uttered the words that would soon become our anthem, A Young N-World, inspired by music greats. YNW Melly revealed that he taught himself to sing by repeatedly listening to the music of Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. This method of self-instruction showcases Melly's determination to refine his vocal skills and develop his singing abilities. By immersing himself in the works of these two legendary artists, Melly absorbed their techniques, vocal nuances, and melodies, which he incorporated into his own singing style. Breaks out with Murder on My Mind. The aforementioned Murder on My Mind originally surfaced on SoundCloud in 2017, and eventually received an official release under 300 enters in June 2018 on Melly's IMU tape. The sinister track continued to pick up steam and skyrocketed once Melly was eerily indicted on double murder charges in early 2019, as Murder on My Mind would crack the Hot 100's top 15. Murder on My Mind, Melly's single that has taken off since his arrest and incarceration, recently went double platinum. The song has hit the 2 million unit mark and is showing no signs of slowing down. Additional platinum honors are given out by the Recording Industry Association of America as songs pass mileposts of 1 million units. The final award is Diamond for 10 million units. Released 2 albums, 2 mixtapes, and an EP. Since 2017, Melly has released a total of 4 projects. Mel kicked off his career with the Collect Call EP in late 2017, before releasing his debut mixtape, IMU, during the summer of 2018, which included his breakout hit Murder on My Mind. He's also released projects while behind bars in 2019, with his We All Shine mixtape at the top of the year and his Melly vs. Melvin debut studio album at the end, and sophomore follow-up Just a Matter of Slime in 2021. The rapper has also featured on a string on singles in 2022, including Slums with 100K track, The Mob with YNW B-Slime, Trippie Redd and YNW Bortlen, and Brazy by Fredo Bang, worked with Kanye West. When YNW Melly first heard that Kanye West wanted to work with him in 2018, he didn't believe it. After some tracking down on Ye's part, Melly found himself in the studio with West. Yeezy would convince Melly to let him hop on Mixed Personalities because he related to the title's messaging. The platinum-certified track would go on to serve as a standout from Melly's We All Shine project, and peaked at number 42 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2019. Legal history. Melly's trouble with the law has plagued him since his teenage years. Back when he was a freshman in high school, Melly shot a gun at a group of people near Vero Beach High School, but nobody was injured. He was ultimately charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and 1 count of discharging a firearm in public. He was also arrested on 2 other occasions. First, law enforcement got him on possession of marijuana, possession of weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon, and drug paraphernalia charges in Fort Myers, FLA, on June 30th, 2018. Melly was again arrested just prior to the release of his We All Shine mixtape in January 2019 on possession of marijuana charges. Double murder case. Christopher Juvie Thomas Jr. and Anthony Sack Williams are both murdered in what Melly and YNW Bortlen described to investigators as a drive-by shooting after leaving a Florida studio in a Jeep Compass during the early hours of October 26, 2018. Both Thomas and Williams are declared dead upon examination by emergency room doctors at the Miramar Memorial Hospital at approximately 4:35 a.m. ET after being dropped off by Melly and Bortlen. The Miramar Police Department arrest both Jamel YNW Melly Demons and Cortland YNW Bortlen Henry on February 13th of 2019 and hit them with 2 first-degree murder charges for the deaths of Thomas Jr. and Williams. Based on the forensic evidence collected, law enforcement determines that Melly and Bortlen staged the crime scene to resemble a drive-by shooting, and that Melly was the gunman behind both deaths. Melly pleaded not guilty in March of 2019. Shooting star's rapid fall after the murder trial. South Florida rapper YNW Melly, born Jamel Demons, was ascending the stairs of stardom in 2018, but his trajectory was disrupted when tragedy struck. Two of his closest friends were killed in a reported drive-by shooting. Fast forward to the present, and Demons is in a Fort Lauderdale courtroom, standing trial for the murder of these very friends. The state's argument: gang initiation killing. The case against Demons is built on the premise that he and Henry committed the murders to benefit a criminal gang, the G. Shinebloods. The prosecution claims Demons was in the process of adopting their practices, including substituting the letter B for C in messages. A sequence of events presented by Assistant District Attorney Christine Bradley described the crime scene and circumstances leading up to it. Surveillance footage allegedly shows the victims, Henry and Demons, leaving a music studio together. Cell phone tracking places them at an isolated location near the Everglades, where investigators later found evidence of a shooting. According to the prosecution, the fatal shots were fired inside the vehicle, exactly where Demons was seated. A defiant defense. Accusations of star hunting. In the defense's opening statement, Demons' lawyer, David Howard, portrayed his client as a victim of a prosecutorial star hunt. Howard emphasized Demons' genuine grief over his friends' deaths, arguing that Demons had no motive to harm people he considered family and whose careers he was actively promoting. Moreover, Howard contended that the prosecution's case was rooted in reasonable doubt and was the outcome of an incomplete, incompetent investigation, a curious tale of camaraderie, celebrity, and crime. As the trial unfolds, the world watches anxiously to see if a star once on the rise will fall into darkness. It's a tale that juxtaposes friendship and celebrity against a backdrop of alleged crime, illuminating the grim reality that sometimes the brightest stars cast the darkest shadows. In conclusion, the swift end of YNW Melly's career was a direct result of his involvement in a murder trial, which had a profound impact on his trajectory as an artist. The charges against him and the subsequent legal proceedings brought his promising career to a sudden halt. The gravity of the situation and the severity of the allegations overshadowed any artistic accomplishments, leaving a cloud of uncertainty over his future. The trial's outcome marked a pivotal moment, ultimately determining the trajectory of YNW Melly's career. Whether he was found guilty or innocent, the trial's impact on his public image and the music industry was undeniable. Regardless of the outcome, the ordeal serves as a reminder of the profound consequences that legal entanglements can have on an artist's career and personal life.